Hi, this is a review of what we learned today. What we will learn today, actually. Today I have a trip. I will be here on Friday for the test. Um, so today we'll be doing, so we're going to be solving equations. So that's fairly simple. It's one-step equations. Um, yeah, we're going to have to do multiplication, division, subtraction, and addition, and I'll be teaching you how to solve them and stuff like that. So the first step, the first equation, the first thing we're going to do today is just practice problems. I'm gonna have a practice problem. I'm gonna show you how to do it, do examples, and then I'll have an example for each for you to do, and then I'll give you the answer and stuff like that. So the first question we'll do is x plus 1 equal to 2. If you look at this, pretty simple. You can kind of check and guess. The answer to this is 1. This equal sign we have to treat as the center of everything. All right. So on both sides, actually, let me just talk about this first. In the very end, we want the answer to look like this. Something after. So we need to remove this plus 1. And the opposite of plus 1 is minus 1. If we do that to one side of the equation sign, we need to do the exact same to the other side. We subtract 1 from both sides, we get x equals 1. Our answer. Let's do another one. 15 minus x is equal to 12. To do this, we first have to subtract each side. Wait, hold up. Do that. If we want to solve this equation, the first thing we need to do is subtract both sides by 15, because we just want x on one side of the equation. What we can do is subtract 15, because this is positive 15. Positive 15. You don't need to write the positive sign in front of the 15 if it's the first, if it's the only thing, if there's the first of these the numbers here. If it's a negative 15, you need to write the negative sign. Subtract 15 from both sides. We're left with x equal to 12 minus 15 is equal to negative 3. And we can check that if we plug in negative 3 for x, 15 plus negative 3, 12, 15 minus 3 equals 12, 12 equals 12. That's true. That means our answer was correct. Alright, let's do subtraction. In something like this, we need the opposite of negative 4. If we want to get rid of negative 4, we need to add 4. So that or to both sides. This is what we did to both sides. We just did to both sides. And we get x minus 4 plus 4. That exact same thing as plus 0. 12 plus 4. 4 is 12. Same thing with addition. When I did what I did, so let's try x plus 1, 2. If we subtract 1 from both sides, this is what it was before. Subtract 1, subtract 1, hold up, subtract 1, Did this to both sides. Exact same thing to both sides. Plus 1 minus 1, that cancels out. X equals 2 minus 1, 1. It's prime multiplication and division. 2x is equal to 16. Well, if you remember from the first class, 2x is equal to 2x is equal to 2 times x. Get rid of this, we need to divide both sides by 2. 2 in the numerator cancels out with a 2 in the denominator because they're both divisible by 2. And you get x is equal to 8. Notice that we can only do this because 2 was multiplied to x. If it was 2x plus 1, you cannot divide by 2 because you're dividing by the entire thing, and 2x is the same as 2 times x. We could take 2x out because division and multiplication can be done together. 16 divided by 2 is 8. Problem is x divided by 4 is equal to 16. X divided by 4 is also equal to 1/4 times x. For x, since x is equal to x over 1, together that's x over 4. Divided by 4 can also be written like this, x divided by 4. Alright. In order to take out the 4, we need to multiply both sides by 4. You get 4x divided by 4. 6 times 4 is 24. Here, we can see that 4 and 4, since they're being multiplied, 4x is equal to 4 times x. 4 times. So we can cancel the 4 out, and we get x is equal to 64. Notice that I multiplied by 4 on both sides. If you want to make sure that the equation is still true, you need to do the same thing to both sides. Notice here, when I canceled out, it didn't change the value because both sides are divisible by 4. Alright, let's do a few practice problems. Let's do x plus 10 is equal to 14. Solve for x. Video, by the way. I'm going to assume that you finished. The first step is to subtract by 10 sides. Now, you get x is equal to 4. And that's your answer. Solve for x. You got 20, you'd be correct. Add 6, add 6. Notice that this is the equal sign. So this is where you need to do your math. You need to add 6 to either side of the equation sign. X plus 6 minus 6 is just x. 14 plus 6 is 20. The next problem is 4x is equal to 16. The video and do it yourself. Right, now that you've done it, you should have gotten the answer. X equals 4. If you divide both sides by 4, 4 and 4 cancels out because 4 and x are being multiplied together. And you get x equals 4. Next problem. Divided by 6 is equal to 5. If you answered 30, you'd be correct. If you multiply both sides by 6, 6 and 6 cancel out, 6 is at the top, and you get x is equal to 30. Here is another problem. If you can figure it out, that would be great. Negative x equals 4. If you answered negative 4, you'd be correct. You have to realize that negative x is equal to negative 1 times x. We divide both sides by negative 1. Well, negative 1 cancels. Equal to 4 divided by 1 is 4, and since there's only one negative sign, your answer is negative. X is equal to negative 4. Alright, here is just some extra practice for people that want to do it. Although this is not on the homework, you can just do it anyway. What is 15 minus x? Well, solve for x. This video, by the way, I'm going to do it. Alright, I'm going to do it now. The first step is to subtract both sides by 15. You should negative x is equal to negative 3. Realize that this is minus x, so you need to put the negative sign. Negative x is equal to 3. From here, you can either multiply or divide by 1, but in this case, let's just divide by 1 to make things simpler. Negative 1 and negative 1 cancel out, and 3 divided by 1 is 3, and since there's two negative signs and 2 is an even number, your answer is positive. So that is your answer. Let's try another problem. X divided by 14, 14 might be a bit too big. Let's try 6 plus 4 is equal to 13. Actually, first thing, when doing problems that have a mix of multiplication, division, addition, or subtraction, is to always get rid of stragglers first. Plus 4, get rid of that. If you subtract 4 from both sides, you get x over 6 is equal to 4. Multiply both sides by 6. It's equal to 24. However, if you were not to do it that way, and instead you multiplied both sides by 6 first. 6 and 6, they cancel out. But you also need to multiply it by the 4 because it's also on this side of the equation. 6 times 4, since there are no negative signs and 0 is an even number, your answer is positive. 6 times 4 is 24. You have to realize that 6 is being multiplied by everything on this side. So your answer is x plus 6 times 4, 24. 8 times 6, 48. Subtract by 24. You get x is equal to 24. I definitely recommend taking out plus or minus first before multiplying and dividing, just so your equation is much simpler before we move on. The thing I want to do before more advanced classes is talk about. Hold up, I think we do that point. No, we don't, so I can do it right now. We're just going to solve equations now. I don't really feel like just calling it one-sided equations. I expect you to know how to do this as well. Alright, whatever. Alright, let's start. What is 2x plus 3 equals x minus 4? Well, we want x equals something, so we want all the x's on one side of the equation. In this case, we want to keep x positive. Subtract both sides by x. We don't know what x is equal to yet, but we know that x is equal to x. So if we subtract both sides by x, it should still stay the same. 2x plus 3 minus x, we can combine 2x minus x plus 3 is equal to x minus 4, actually, minus x minus 4. 2x minus x. 2 of something minus 1 of something is equal to just 1 of something. We can think of this as 2x minus 1x plus 3. Here, now that we have 2x minus 1x, we're left with just 1x. 1x is equal to just x. Plus 3 is equal to negative 4. Erase, we have space. Subtract 3 from both sides, we get x is equal to negative 7. We can plug that in to make sure that it's true. Negative 7. We said was negative 7. 2 times negative 7 plus 3, we said is equal to negative 7 minus 4. Well, 2 minus 7, 2 times 7 is 14. We have one negative sign, 1 is odd, negative number. 3 is equal to negative 7 minus 4. Negative 14 plus 3, you have negative 14, and then you jump 3 that way, you get negative 11. That is equal to negative 7 minus 4. Negative 7, and you're going to the left 4 more times. You should get negative 11. Negative 11 is equal to negative 11, which means negative 7 works for this equation. So that's it for this class. Make sure to come tomorrow for the test. Be prepared. Make sure you have your notes and a calculator. I'm okay with like a computer calculator if you use a calculator app on your computer. Although, do not search up answers on the internet. I recommend you just do it on your own. If you don't know, it's okay. No one will ever know about this other than your parents maybe. So just you're fine. Do the test. Do it the best that you can. Because this reflects how well you've learned the topics that we've talked about this week. And if you don't understand, I can help you. We can spend a bit more time because there are some things which we might not get to. That's okay as long as you have a solid foundation